semester early, which is great for me, I guess. So now I have some time. I don't plan on like officially like becoming a full-time like college student until the fall. Okay. So this is actually where my mic cut out, and if you guys can tell, I changed my headphones to be lo-fi, and I was actually talking through this clip. I did realize that it cut out because I had my headphones in my mic, and they just cut out completely. But when I started watching it back, there was like a constant background static. It was very distracting, and the mic just really wasn't close enough. So I opted to speed it up and just do a voiceover. So this clip was originally 37 minutes long, and I split it up to be about 9 minutes. So there was that. The reason why it took me 37 minutes to make such a small mic cover is because I was using smaller yarn, and I was using a 3.75 hook. So I was doing triple crochets, but I'm sure y'all don't care. About what kind of crochets I was doing, but anyway, I'll tell you guys a little bit about what I was talking about in the 37 minutes in the clip, but I'll of course make it a little speedier because of course it's not 37 minutes anymore. So initially what I was saying was I am not going to be a full-time student in like college until the fall. I was supposed to graduate high school May of 2024. So this upcoming spring I should have been graduating, but like I said, I graduated this month in December. So spring semester I may just be like a part-time student at a college like nearby to my house, but we'll see. I've done the orientation, everything. I'm looking at the classes and stuff, just trying to see what kind of fits into my schedule. Because of course, when I start going to college full time, I'm gonna be living on campus. In my first year, I won't have a job. I'll just be a full time student with no job. On campus, I'll have time to get involved with campus life, focus on my classes, that kind of thing. But anyway, then I started talking about my job history, because I currently am on my fifth job, and I started working when I was 16, like a couple months after I turned 16, and I'm on my fifth job now. So when I first started working, I swore that I would never work fast food ever, but now I do work fast food. And the reason why is because one of my old coworkers, that I love so much, she got this job. So we got a second job together after we quit. It's a long story, but anyway, I work with her there, and they pay like the most money in the area to, inexperienced teens and stuff like that. So anyway, when I first went to interview, my first interview ever was at Longhorn. They were spitting BS at my interview. They told me they were going to pay me $4 an hour. I applied for the hostess position, and they told me, oh, we don't like to call it hostess, we call it server assistant, even though on the job listing it said host/hostess. Okay, so don't list it like that if that's not what the job is. They told me I would be buzzing tables, and it was expected that the tables are buzzed within 2 minutes of the guest leaving, and then I had to clean the bathrooms, and I had to deliver drinks to tables for the servers, and I was like, no, that's not what a hostess does. But of course, it was like the servers were so young too. You're supposed to be, like 18 plus to serve, but these girls were like 17 years old, so they weren't, necessarily following the law. Like I said, it's like a local restaurant. They have like three locations, but they're all local. And they're getting upset with me. One girl specifically was like, "Hey, like, please just tell me when you see my like section. Like, you're not telling me when you see my section." But when I went to go tell her that I seated her section, she was out back smoking, and I was like, "Well, you have to walk all the way through the kitchen to the back, make a turn, and then go like out the door." And I was like, "Well, if I'm supposed to be doing the hostess position," and like I said, it was a working interview, but no one was there to help me. I was the only person doing host. Like, I mean, of course, like I guess that makes, I don't know, but like no one was really there to help me. And not to mention, since it was my working interview, I also didn't have non-slips on, so it just was not a good idea for me to be walking all the way through the kitchen to get to the back door. And even if I did have non-slips on, I still wouldn't have done it because I'm not going to be in the back of the restaurant when you're supposed to be in the restaurant doing your job. So that was her fault completely, and ended up not taking that job either. And then I interviewed at Old Navy, and I took that job. That was my first job. It was pretty lame. I worked there for a month. They kept taking me off of register. Was the least boring job that they had, but they wouldn't put me on register after a while because I wasn't selling their credit cards. But no one ever told me how to sell the credit cards. So there was that. And then I had to do they put me on for 9 hours a week, even though my availability was 5 days a week. So that was annoying, because why was I getting 2 4.5 hour shifts per week? That's stupid, but I hated the job, and it was my first one, so I thought I was gonna hate all jobs, so I didn't really mind at the time. But my checks never saw more than $200. My 2-week checks, I never got paid more than $200. It was always under $200. Like, I think the most I ever made on a check there was like $180, which is crazy for 2 weeks. But again, it was my first job. It wasn't like a thing. So I quit. The company culture, I guess you could call it, was weird.